Hello, and a grand good morning to all my lovers and dreamers out there. I hope you are doing well this fine Friday. I just wanted to give you a little update about the disappearing finger of mine, but also the annual dispatch campaign. So, as you may have heard, I am running a campaign for my new publication, which is featuring a bunch of my artwork from the past year, and it's live on Kickstarter right now in the month of October of 2025. So I'm hoping that you might head up this way and join me there. If by chance you have not done so yet, I wanted to share a few things with you today. We've got some news since the last live stream I did, which was on launch day, about 10 days ago, about a week and a half ago. So let's get into a little screen share, shall we? I think we shall. So let us, oh boy, of course it's live, and now things are not where I expect them to be. That's what I like. Okay, here we go. So now I think I've got it and can totally share? Question mark. Let's share. You are very patient and kind for staying here with me as I push all the buttons. And there we go, making it happen. Okay, so the first thing I want to acknowledge here is the fact that while I am on Kickstarter, Kickstarter is on strike. And I want to let folks know about that for a few reasons. One, Kickstarter employees are part of a union and they are asking for something to be in writing, which they have been promised, which was a 32-hour, 4-day work week. And evidently, they're having difficulty doing that. So they are on strike right now. I know a couple of folks who work at Kickstarter and have talked about how this is a really scary time for them. And so I just want to mention this and hopefully support them. They are also saying that we are not asking people to boycott Kickstarter or withhold support from creators. So this is not a Kickstarter ban, but this is a Kickstarter strike. And when we hop over to my campaign page here, at the very top, the first thing you'll see is the fact that I've got this image of the Kickstarter United Union up there. I am just indebted to so many people who work at Kickstarter, and this is the least I can do. I hope that you will also join me in supporting them, not only with images on your campaign if you're running them currently, but also writing to Kickstarter management and letting people know about this. So, as a big of a proponent as I am for Kickstarter, I hope that they do the right thing by their employees. So, with that said, since the last time we spoke, this campaign has fully funded and pulled down a few stretch goals to the point where the publication was originally billed as a 32-page publication. It is now up to 40 pages. It's 25% longer, and it's the same price for every single backer, whether you are a past backer, current backer, future backer. It's going to be the same price for more pages. So there's never been a better time to jump in. And when you do, you have the opportunity to make this publication even bigger and better. So, what exactly is this publication if you're coming here for the first time? Well, let me answer that. Last year, I released the biggest, most ambitious book of my career called One Bite at a Time, which you see right here. And in this book, it's essentially an art book that compiles 20 years of my work, not only in comics, but also illustration and design work too, such as neon signs that I've designed, and watches that I've designed, and fancy pancakes, and cross stitching, and all sorts of different stuff. And it's all in here with a heavy emphasis on process. So, why am I telling you about this book that's not this campaign? It's because the campaign for this coming publication is essentially an extension of that book. So rather than waiting another couple decades to put out my next publication art book, I wanted to release this on a more frequent basis. So I have started with this campaign, with this publication, a new annual art book that's going to release, as you guessed it, yearly and have similar content in the fact that it's documenting my working process, but in a more updated manner. So here you'll see projects that I've worked on over the course of the past year, including that art book that I mentioned. And it lets you behind the scenes on the process, and you'll find out about things like this book did not always used to be called One Bite at a Time. In fact, there were full cover mock-ups of the book with the prior title, and it went through a big revision somewhat close to its release. And I'm so glad it did, but it was pretty stressful at the time. So you'll get stories like that, as well as features of in-book paintings that I did. My last campaign, I offered some higher tier reward options for people to get an in-book sketch, and I'm featuring a few of those, as well as things like publications whose cover art that I've done, some neon sign designs, some custom clamshell boxes that I've made, some event artwork that I did, original art pages, and a whole lot more. So, needless to say, I am over the moon about the fact that this publication is coming to fruition. And with your help, we can even make it be bigger and longer than it ever was before. So, there's never been a better time to jump in on this campaign, and you can find it at annualdispatch.com. In fact, once you do jump in, you have the opportunity to be part of these backer games, which I'd like to tell you about right now. And I'm about to pick a winner. Now, what is this backer game? Well, I'm so glad you asked because I wanted to reward my early backers with a week one backer game. And if you cruise through that big campaign page, you might see an illustration that looks like this. It is the budget pie chart for my campaign. And this illustration is actually a physical illustration, at least it was originally. And here you see it in the flesh, in the Bristol, on ink on paper. And I am giving this away to one of my week one backers. And all they had to do was mention this campaign somewhere, somehow. It could be on social media. It could be with, an email to someone of their choosing. It could be with their mouth words. It could be whatever they want to do. But all they had to do was come back in here, chime into the comments, and say, I did it. That's it. I'm not checking on you. I'm not gonna verify. I'm just gonna believe you. And so I had a few takers, and I promised that on Friday morning in a live stream, which is this right now, I was going to pick one of those names. So I had a few takers, and here they are. So drum roll, please. I'm going to spin this wheel, and whoever this lands on is going to get this original artwork. So here we go. Could be Antonia, could be Kurt, could be Nick, could be Dean. Who's it gonna be? Kurt Ray? No, Antonia! Antonia is an overseas supporter of mine. I am so happy that I get to provide this to you. And thank you so much for your support. I so appreciate it. I also want to let you know that I am doing a tour in association with this Kickstarter campaign right now. So been taking off quite a few of these tour stops at this point. Looks like we're about two-thirds of the way through. Still a few more to go, but I'm mentioning all this to drive folks to the Kickstarter campaign, which is available at annualdispatch.com. Annualdispatch.com will get you straight to the campaign page. And I wanted to highlight an upcoming stop, which is next week, starting on Friday. No, I'm sorry, Thursday. Starting on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I will be at the Chicago Pinball Expo. This is the one in-person tour stop. And at that tour stop, I am going to have the one and only physical copy. Oh boy, can we see this? The one and only physical copy of the Elephant Eater Comics Annual Dispatch. So you are going to be able to cruise through here and see this in person, page through it yourself, feel the newspapery glory and the giant size of this publication. This is the largest publication I've ever made. It's also the only newspaper publication I've ever made. So I am really excited to share this with people. And I hope you'll be there. If you do, you'll be one of the only people who will get to see this before it gets in the hands of everyone else. I also wanted to share one more thing with you, if you don't mind, which is the fact that the annual dispatch has been awarded a Kickstarter Project We Love tag. I've been so focused on launching the campaign, growing these stretch goals, extending the length of the project, that I've forgotten to tell most people about the fact that this has really gained some recognition here, and I'm super thankful to Kickstarter for allowing this to happen, for having me on the campaign, for on the platform, and featuring it as a project they love. Essentially, this highlights projects that are, in their mind, sort of a cut above the rest. So I'm really humbled to have this distinction in the Kickstarter sphere. So, with that said, I want to say thank you for listening to me today. I hope you'll take a moment to head up to annualdispatch.com, take a look at this new publication that I would love to share with you. See if there are some rewards that might tickle your fancy, and maybe jump in on that campaign. In the meantime, here's that original artwork that is heading off to Antonia. Antonia, thank you for being a part of the campaign. Thank you for sharing this with other people. And this is coming your way absolutely free because you were a backer, which means that if you hop into this campaign, you have a chance to play some of these backer games with us. We're having a ton of fun on the campaign. Who knows what I might give away next? Hop in there, see what reward tier might work for you, and I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you so much. See you later, and take care.